Hey YouTube, this is Gary from YGOTeamWatapon, bringing you guys a deck profile. This is actually a video response to Underworld6667's challenge, I guess you can say, to try and make a deck around Macrocosmos, but using its effect to special summon Helios, the primordial sun, as a plus. So here's my deck based on that challenge. So, in other words, challenge accepted. Okay, let's go. So I'm running two Helios, the primordial sun, to complement the Macrocosmos. It's not that great of a card on its own, seeing as its effect is it gains, well, rather the attack and defense of this card becomes the number of monsters that are removed from play times 100 points. So it's not, it can get kind of big, but it's not my favorite of cards that have that kind of effect. But I will most likely be using it for tribute fodder for cards like Chaos right here, which I'm running two of. I'm also running two battle faders, and that's just going to be tribute fodder as well as negating attacks. I'm running three-dimensional alchemist as well. I thought this was an interesting tech because essentially when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, I can take a card from my remove from play pile and return it to my hand. So basically, if I have the chance, I can use the same battle fader about 4 times. If I get to use every card in the deck, that's essentially what could happen. Also, the fact that once per turn I can increase its attack by 500 by sending the top card of my deck to the graveyard is alright. And even though I'm not so rather fond of milling, this is okay because I can just return the card that I milled, even if it's a bad card to mill, to my hand. So it's not all for naught. And over here, I forgot to mention, I have a couple of proxies since I don't have all the cards on me right now. 3 copies of a card called Gren Maju Daeza. It is a fire monster and a fiend as well. It's 3 stars, level 3 rather, and its effect is that its attack and defense are become equal to the number of cards I have removed from play times 400. So that can get to be a pretty big beat stick while going under level limit area B and gravity bind, which is another deck variant completely. Over here I found another kind of tech, Dark Catapulter. Its effect is that during my standby phase, if it's in defense position, I can put 1 counter on it, and then I can also remove from play a number of cards in my graveyard equal to the number of counters on this card to destroy the same number of spell or trap cards on the field, and then remove the counters. So, mass spell and trap removal right there. I thought it was pretty fancy, so I thought I'd try it out. I'm also running 3 DD Survivors, which are basically cheap one frogs for remove from play. And it's a lot better because it's got the beastie 1800 attack. So that gets special summoned in the end phase. And is, again, good tribute fodder for Chaos. And another monster that I'll be getting to later, which requires 1 tribute as well. Next, I have 2 copies of DD Assailant, which, when it destroys a monster, or rather, when it's destroyed by battle, with an opponent's monster, I can remove from play that monster and this card. Or actually, it's mandatory. Yeah, my mistake. And then we have 2 copies of DD Warrior Lady. Essentially the same thing, except when I can use it when I attack, and even when I attack a lower attack monster, and the effect is optional. The next card is the other card that requires a tribute. 6 stars, light, warrior. It is Golden Homunculus. Its attack and defense are both 1500, but I increase the attack and defense of this card by 300 points for each of my cards that are removed from play. So that can get pretty big as well, although that is subject to bottomless. even on the get-go. Anyways, next I have 2 soul releases. This is essentially I pick 5 cards from either my graveyard or my opponent's and remove them from play. I'm not sure if I have to choose either mine or my opponent's and have all 5 from there, or if I can have the mixture of the 2. I believe I can do 3 from my graveyard and 2 from my opponent's, or any combination whatsoever, and just have it equal to 5. I'm pretty sure I could do that, but if I'm wrong, please let me know. It's kind of important. I'm running 2 MSTs, 2 Book of Moons, 1 Dark Hole, and these 2 cards down here are DDR. Different Dimensional Reincarnation, I believe it's called. Essentially, I discard 1 card from my hand, and I special summon 1 remove from play monster to my side of the field. It's essentially a premature burial where the cost is not 800 life points, but rather discarding a card, which isn't bad. And then there's the fact that it has to be removed from play, whereas burial has to be in the graveyard. Onto traps, I have 3 Dimensional Prisons, 2 Bottomless, 1 Mirror Force, and 3 Macrocosmos, obviously. Now, there are 2 cards here that have effects revolving around the graveyard, so that's why I'm running only 3 Macrocosmos to remove stuff, as well as the Soul Release, so that should be good enough, I reckon. So, this is the deck list. I've gone through a couple of the combos you can go through. For example, you could go, you can use Dark Catapulter and Grand Mandru Daeza. I believe you can do something with that. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with this deck. Of course, it won't get to top tier anytime soon, but I'm pretty sure it would do pretty well. Anyways, once I get all the cards, I'm actually going to be testing this out, and I'll let you guys know how it does. Anyways, so yeah, that concludes the video response to Underworld6667's challenge, to which I have accepted. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys later, and subscribe.